It is time for the Tortured Poets department, and I'm so excited for this one because I saw the most amazing card bouquet on TikTok and I'm going to try to recreate it. So hopefully this is kind of what we need. Black card, white card, some sort of greyish, brownish card, and I've got quite a selection in here, and Pritt stick, scissors. I might use some sellotape, and in the TikTok they also added different pictures and some pages from books, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. It looked so cool, but I hate ripping up books, so we will see. So I'm just pretty much going to follow the TikTok and hope I can do it well. I believe what I do to start with is to fold up 1 or 2 or 3 or a million of these grey pages and then cut lines in them and then roll up some black card to make that kind of the stem of the flower, and then I'm basically going to go from there. So I'm going to take this colour and this one. So what I do is fold this one in half. I don't know if I'm meant to glue it down or not, so I'm not going to glue it because I feel like I can change my mind later on. And then I'm just going to cut lines up here. And now we cut up here. I don't know why, but we do. Trust the process. Okay. And then I think I roll this up and this becomes the stem. Glue down half of this. This doesn't seem quite right, but it's happening. Right, round 2, we're going to try and use sellotape because the glue didn't hold even a little bit. Okay, and then I think I somehow wrap this around. Do you think we start at the top? Something like that. Does that look right? Do you know what? I think that's probably right. Okay. Okay, we're going to go again. Not because I did it wrong, but because I did it different. So where I went wrong was the beginning. Well, it makes sense as to why this didn't fold. So in the video, in the TikTok rather, this is half the size. Acceptable? Oh, looks better. Right. 1 done. So we have 2 of these so far, and I actually think they look pretty good. We're going to have to ignore the sellotape because my glue was rubbish. Luckily I bought 12 of these, so that's wonderful. So now we're going to move on to the white card. I'm actually wondering if I should try and use white paper because I think the white paper might look better. We need to get a square, so half and half again. So this is either going to look really cool or rubbish, as with everything I make. So my understanding is that we fold it in half, and we fold it in half again, and then we fold it in half again. Do we fold it in half again? Not sure. No, it's right. Oh, that looks terrible. Okay, this looks more promising. Finally, thank goodness. Okay. Right, so this is what we need to do many more times. So let's go again with a new piece of paper. I'm going to use this one. We fold it in half and just keep an eye on where the middle is, and then we fold it in half again. Keep an eye on where the middle is. And then we fold it in half one more time. Perfect. And now we're going to round. So this is my middle. I'm going to round away from the middle. So round away from the middle, away from the middle, away from the middle. And then we're going to cut off the bottom. Right. Okay, let's do it again. And I'm going to cut out sections of each one. So let's cut out this part and this part, just the one segment here, and that can go in there. So hopefully this Pritt stick will be good for something. Okay, that seems to have actually worked. Okay, so we have 1. Now let's cut out 2. Okay, so I did this first flower with paper. I'm not too sure how good it looks, so I'm going to redo it slightly. So I'm going to have it a bit more open. See, it's far too much tape. There we go. And then last one. So I definitely could have done this differently and better, but I do think part of the problem I had was that the card is just too thick, which is not usually a problem. So anyway, I've got my things here. So I'm going to just make the bouquet cover case. What do you call it? The bouquet bit. Okay, so this is somewhat better than it used to be. So let's just try and pop these bits in. I'm going to do this one. This one I think needs to be smaller. Maybe these ones can be a bit smaller too. I'm going to keep these bits for another day because I feel like I can probably make smaller ones with them. Okay, I'm unsure. I thought this was going to turn out much more spectacularly. I haven't finished it, but I don't know, it looks all right. It looks okay. It needs more something, and I think I'm going to do the something tomorrow. I need to think about what I need to put on it, but it needs something different. It is a brand new day and I've had a think about what else I want to do to this bouquet. I think it actually looks really cool. It's very heavy, surprisingly. It needs more texture. So I'm going to add more texture. I'm going to do the book pages because I found a book that I was going to donate, but actually it's got loads of writing in it, so I can't donate it, which means I can feel a little bit less guilty about ripping out pages. So I'm going to do the same again as I did with the flowers, but with book pages, so it has a different texture to it. And then I've got some tissue paper that I'm going to wrap around it so you don't see the sellotape. And then it needs some sort of stem at the base to make it look a bit more bouquet-y. I've got a really cool idea. I'm going to try to recreate the white dress with the black writing on it because I've got a little bit of white cloth left over, and I thought if I just write some of the lyrics in black on, it would just give a little bit more texture to this. I don't know how I'm going to put it in there, but I will. And then I thought I could do TTPD in maybe black or white and then attach it to a silver base so it kind of pops out maybe in the back corner up here. So this should hopefully just slot in if I cut it down a little bit better. Yes, perfect. I just felt like it needed a little something extra. I'm not going to tape it down because I don't, or should I tape it down? Go on then. Go on then. In for a penny. So I'm going to go to design space. I'm going to get my TTPD and I think I'm just going to pop it at the back somewhere there. And then all I need to do is put my tissue paper around the bottom and I think we're done. It took me an absolute age to figure out the lettering, but I figured it out and here it is. This is the best I could do. I'm going to accept this is the best I can do. So I cut it out in black with the silver underneath and I've just popped the foam stickers, which obviously you can see. I could have cut them down a little bit more, but I was here for many hours doing this. So this is going to tuck in nicely anyway. So by the time it's tucked in, you can't really see the foam sheet. So I'm happy with that. And then the last thing I want to do is to use some tissue paper. So I'm either going to use black or white or both, and I haven't decided yet. And I'm just going to wrap it around the bottom so that I can cover the sellotape where it's going down here. And then I have some ribbon where I might tie it around the bouquet at the bottom. I haven't decided because it might make the whole thing look cheap. I don't know. So I'm going to try tissue paper. I think I'm going to go for black because I feel like the white might be too light. But let's try black first and see how it looks. So now I have two options. I've got some white chiffon or I've got some black ribbon. I feel like the black could tie in quite nicely there, but I do love me a little bit of ribbon there. Let's try both. Okie dokie, I think I might be done. I just need this to poke out a little bit more than it currently is. Okay, I think I'm done. What do we think? So let's start at the base. So I've got the black tissue paper. I've gone for a white and a black bow because I thought it looked cool having both. I've then got the tissue paper going all the way up and we have all of the cool things inside. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm so happy how this turned out, especially because I was going to abandon ship halfway through. I think this just looks so cool. So I've got the little ode to the dress here. I've got TTBD, I've got the white and black flowers, and then I've got the page paper flowers. And I've gone for the black and the white bow because I just thought that added a little something extra. And then here it is. Oh, it looks so cool. It's really hefty as well, so it holds its own weight. So I can definitely put this in a vase or give it to someone. It's reputation time, which is my favourite era, and we are designing a little notebook cover. So for this one, I'm using silver, red and black permanent vinyl, and of course I'm going to use transfer tape. So I'm going to go to Design Space and design the front, which is going to have reputation written, a snake, maybe some other kind of bits and bobs on there. So let's get going. I'm just going to do the text first because I already know how to do a box. So let's just see. All right, system. 310, perfect. Okay, we got 310 font. That is what we wanted because I had 309 reputation. And hopefully this should be magic and I should be able to go. Yay! Okay, perfect. It's here. Yes! Ah, that looks so good. Okay, amazing. We are going to go black with the reputation text and then I'm going to put our shape in. So this was 14 by 21. Perfect. Oh, this is going to look so cool. Right. So I'm happy with that. Now let's go. That does look right, doesn't it? Reputation. It looks right to me. So I'm just out of interest going to go to here, reputation, and just see if anyone's made anything that might look cool. Snake. This snake is good. This is what I was thinking for the snake in terms of the silver and the black. So it will be these colours as well, so we need to bear this in mind. I wanted everything to be mostly black, apart from the snake, which I wanted to be bright colours. Oopsies. That might look cool. What do we think? Oh, I quite like it. And then I think I might do red circles for the eyes. Let me just get small red circles. They probably won't cut out very well, but that's okay. Because they're going to be so small, aren't they? One massive eye. And you know what? I quite like that. Let's save that. Right. Then I'm thinking maybe some snake scales. I wonder if we can go... Let's check on images for reputation. I doubt anything's going to come up because it would be bizarre. Let's go snake scales. Can I delete some of them? Nope. Alright, so let's see. Maybe if this one's just in the corner? I think this might look a bit rubbish. Let's try. So we're going to take our rectangle. I'm just going to make it a different colour so I can see. And I'm going to make it long. Let's also make you yellow. Let's make you down here. Up to about here. Right, let's hide you. And then we are going to go combine, subtract. Perfect. So this is what we're left with. And let's view our rectangle again. I'm not 100% sure, but that could be like the edge of the snake coming around. Do I go for text like, look what you maybe do better? And question is, do we do it in the same font? Which fits with reputation, but I don't know if it fits with the rest. Right, let's go and get a getaway car. Why am I looking for getaway car then? Which car would you get away in? I quite like that. I don't know how busy I want this to be. That might be enough. Maybe one more thing here. Maybe I should make this big. Big reputation. If I make it too big, it's going to look funny. Unless I make the snake bigger. What do we think? Nope. The whole snake. Maybe the snake should be the feature. Okay, what do we think? Might do one more. Don't blame me if it doesn't look good. Here in black. Right in between the snakes. I think I'm happy. I think that noise is another package arriving. I did something bad. Right, let me just see if I can get a black triangle maybe, because I just think this needs something else there for the snake. That took an absolute age because I wanted to get it right. I'm not sure that I put enough stuff on there, but I didn't want to overwhelm the notebook. So I've just gone with what I've gone with, and I'm now going to cut everything out. I've done it so hopefully it should be in 3 parts, and I should just be able to layer one, then the next, then the next. Everything is now cut, and it's now time to weed. It just seems like there's far too few pieces for the amount of effort that's gone into this, but weeding is my favourite, so I'm very happy to do it. Oh, this doesn't cut very well, which is surprising. Oh, that's a shame. This usually cuts really well. Okay. Right, that's better. Yes, okay. Okay, thank goodness, that took an absolute age. Right, so, I don't know if I need to clean the blade of the Cricut or what, but that took me so long to weed. That should have been like a 2-minute job, and that was like about half an hour. Anyway, I'm gonna put this one on first, so it should all fit perfectly, and it should be easy to line up because there's no space for it to not line up, if that makes sense. So we're going to pop some transfer tape on it, and we are going to cross our fingers. Nice and easy. Right, we haven't left any snakes behind. Right, so it lines up this way round. This is going to be quite hard, I think. Maybe not. Right, so if I get that top one and that bottom one. Okay, this is looking better than I thought it would. Yes. It is now finished. What do you think? I still don't know whether I should have put something in the gaps, but I'm sure you're probably going to tell me that I should have, but I didn't want to overwhelm it, and I've still got time to go back and put more stuff in if I want to. I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. There are a few bits I, of course, would have changed, and I also bled for it. So I'd probably not do that part of it again, but otherwise, this is my, I'm going to call it my happy notebook. Are you ready for 1989? For this, we're going to make coasters, and hopefully they're going to be super simple. So I'm going to use some infusible ink, which I've not used before, and effectively sublimate it onto coasters again. I've not tried this before. We, of course, will need our heat press, and for some unknown reason, we need 4 sheets of kind of, I'm using baking paper, and then some card to keep the heat press matte from getting transfer on it. It should be really easy, and I'm going to go with the theme of seagulls. So let's start by adding our coasters. I've got rounded edges on mine, and they are 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters. And I'm going to make 2 different ones. So I'm going to just copy and paste this here. And the infusible ink I have is a blue. I kind of wanted to go for the sky blue, beachy kind of scene, I guess, but I can't quite create it here. So let's now go to images and just find seagull, which I'm hoping is easy. I have looked before, and there are a few different ones, so I could go for something simple like this, or maybe this one. I quite like this one because that's quite an obvious seagull or a bird. At least I like the idea of having one coaster with, whoopsie, with one big seagull. It has to be in proportion. Maybe curved, flying like this. I quite like that. And then go for the other ones. Do I want to go for a flock? Maybe, can you imagine if I did this one? Because it's going to be cut out, it needs to be a really simple shape like this. So maybe I'll go for this one. I just want this to be really simple because this is the first time I'm trying sublimation. Do those two kind of work together? I guess they do. I do like a flock, yes. Right, I think I'm just going to keep it simple. Get my flock of birds, and then we're good to go. Where have you gone, little small birds? All right, there we go. So everything is now in proportion. I think I like this. I might flip it because I like them to be flying in the same direction like their friends. Do I cut it exactly right to the coaster, or do I cut it a little bit bigger than the coaster? That's what I'm not sure of because I've not done it before. I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens because I feel like this is the exact size. I can add it as I need to add it. So now I just need to attach, because all I'm gonna do is weed these centerpieces out before I sublimate. So I'm gonna attach those two, and that's kind of it. So I'm just going to browse my materials and I'm going to go for infusible. I was hoping it would just come up. Okay, this is what we're going for, infusible ink transfer sheet, and it's going to tell me to mirror it. So I need to edit here and then mirror, but it doesn't always work. Even if I do this, I just need to double check it says mirror on here because it doesn't always do that. So mirror is turned on and material is ink side up. It's just such a small piece of paper, it feels really wasteful, but this is what we need to do. Let's see how it goes. Just flip this over and peel it off and then cut it out to give me the small pieces. Interesting that it hasn't actually cut through. So do I peel it off? No. No, I don't. I don't. I think I don't know. I'm confused. Never mind, we like to learn. So this is what I have, and I need to weed the centre, which I obviously can do, because that's the bit that's going to be white. But now I'm just not sure, like, do I peel this off? Because it peels off. So is that what I need to do? I'm going to have to Google, I'll be back. Okay, so the internet is telling me I do this, give it a wiggle, and then I just peel off the bits that I don't want. And I don't use a weeding tool, I just peel it off because it's like card. Yes, perfect, okay. This makes a little bit more sense. So now I'm going to attach this with, I'm going to clean this, then I'm going to attach this face down to the mat with heat resistant tape, and I like it because it gives me a chance to actually get it in place and make sure I haven't got it wrong. But so first, massive fail, I went to clean the coaster with a lint roller and it just got stuck. These ones aren't cheap ones, but they're not Cricut brand, and I don't know if you'll be able to see there, hopefully you can see like this. Can you see everything's just like the sheet has just started peeling off and cracking? That's where it all got stuck. Well, it got stuck in multiple places, but you can see where it just came off. So I don't think it's going to be worth using this one, so I'm going to go for a different one. Okay, so I've already looked on my, I'm going to take this bit down actually. I've already looked on the Heat Press app and it's telling me it's going to take about 40 seconds, which doesn't seem like it's long enough. And it's telling me I need 4 layers of butcher paper and they've sent me 2. So I'm going to fold it over. So I'm going to give myself 4. Let's just do this side one more time because I think this side just needs a little bit more. So both of them are now done. The Cricut app has told me that it's going to take about 40 seconds for them to do and that it's going to let off some fumes. So I've got my handy mask ready. So I'm going to pop this on while I do it in case I'm not speaking or I'm speaking a bit funny. So I'm just going to go set my heat press up now and I'm basically going to just get on with it. And I think I need to put some card between this and my mat so that it doesn't go onto the mat. I don't think it will do anyway because I've got it really tight on. And then I need to put 4 layers of this in between and then I just press for 40 seconds and don't breathe in the air. My coasters have now cooled enough for me to take it off. I don't know why, but I'm really skeptical that this has actually worked. I feel like it should have because that's the whole point. I can see a little bit of the blue bleeding in there, which doesn't give me a lot of hope, but let's just see. Oh, this hasn't worked. I can tell this hasn't worked. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Oh, no. Terrible. And this is what it looks like. Can you see how the coasters are just bubbled up there? Oh, I'm going to open the window because that stinks. Gonna say this was a fail. So I feel like I did everything right, but can you see the like bubbling up at the bottom? I'm currently editing this video and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to say, and yes, there is in fact a removal film on top of the coaster and that is why it did not look good, but in my defense this is one with a film still on it. You just can't tell, there's no lines on it, there's no obvious tab on it, nothing to show me or to tell me that there's a film on it. I just had to look this up from where I bought it from and yes, there's a film on it. So luckily I can just peel it off and let's just do it. Ready? So I started peeling this one off but I haven't finished doing it yet. So obviously it's got the kind of marks on from where the tape was over the top of it. Okay, this is much better than I originally thought. So going from something like this to something like this, obviously this colour would have been much deeper, but I feel like I've actually managed to save them finally. So let us take the film off of this one as well. Oh, I'm just so glad I managed to save this. I pulled the other one out of the bin as well. So I just thought it was because I just bought an off Cricut brand one and it was a bit rubbish, but no, it was me. I was the thing that was a bit rubbish. I don't know how the transfer has come through this film, but I'm just very grateful that it has because I feel like it saved the day. Now that I fixed the area in my waist, I think these look really cool. I'm just trying to shine the light on it so you can see that it's just really flat now. There's no bubbles, there's no like air in it, just, it looks really cool. So I'm actually happy with this one. It would have obviously been a lot deeper in terms of the colour had I not had the film transfer on the top of it, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. So yeah, happy that I managed to save the day. We are heading into the era I know the least, which is folklore, so I'm going to make it simple. We're going to make a little kind of canvas bag. I'm going to use probably some black iron-on and then obviously my heat press. So I'm just going to go to Design Space. So I think I'm just going to go with trees and folklore and just keep it simple. Let's start by making a rectangle so we know what we're doing. What did I just say? 21 by 11, I think. Hopefully. So roughly, okay, perfect. So I think I'm just going to go for trees, to be honest, or a tree line. It's a tree line, I think. Is that one word or two words? Like this. To be honest, this might be where I'm at. What trees are folklore trees? Let's have a look. Okay, so after much research, I still have no idea. Some of it says it's Christmas trees, some say redwood. I don't know. So I feel like they're a bit sparse like this, but I just don't know if I like that. I actually don't mind this one. I feel like I made this, but it's a bit rubbish. So let's say no to you. I'm just going to delete it all because I don't like that one at all. This one would need to be a bit bigger. Maybe. This one's not enough. All right, so we're down to these two. So what I'm thinking is having folklore written somewhere. Folklore. Let me see if I can find the text font. And I'm hoping, yes. What did I say it was? IMF. IMF. Oh no, what's it called? IMFL. That's why. Folklore. Yes, this looks perfect. Okay, brilliant. So I was thinking of having it written somewhere either on or where's the other one gone? Yes, this one's going to look better. I'm just going to make this. Oh, it's not going to be red, but just so I can see it. Maybe like this. This one lends itself better. I feel like the trees here are better, but this one lends itself better to something written on it. See, I thought I was going to like this one, but actually I'm leaning towards this one now because this one's a bit more sparse, which I think is better. I think this one's too much. Right, bye-bye. Okay, so this is the size of my bag, but I actually don't want everything to go all the way to the edges. So let's just make you a little bit smaller. I want you to fit, but not be too scrunched. Now the question is, do I do everything the same colour? So do I do everything in black? My bag is this kind of beige. I would like to go for a grey, but I don't think I have a grey. In fact, I know I don't have a grey. And what I will do is just hide this and then attach. And then this is just what I will cut out. Right, I'll check my box in a second, but otherwise we're going to make this. And I think I've got smart vinyl. And as always, shiny side down, mirror on. So let's feed this through. I forgot how intricate this was, and this took an absolute age to cut, but that's okay because it's going to be worth it in the end. So now we weed. I just don't know how long this is going to take because everything is so tiny. I've just finished weeding. It took quite a while, but it looks so good. I managed to get through quite a few songs while I was doing this. So I've already sent the information to the heat press on what I need to do. So I'm going to just heat press the blank first of all, and then just basically pop this on. I've used this vinyl before and I've used these bags many times, and I found these bags need about 3 times through on 15 seconds, which isn't what the heat press says. Oh, it's ready. So I'm just going to do what I already know. Seems like the best plan. There. That to me looks about roughly right, to be honest. So let's just have a quick check. So that's 2. All right, we're going in hard. Okay. All right, I'm going to do it for the whole 30 seconds like it says. Lifting up on the side here, which doesn't tell me that it's going to be good. So I know it's not perfect yet, but what I'm going to do is going to take off the carrier sheet if I can. It might not let me. And then I'm going to put some tracing paper down, and then I'm going to do the heat press one more time, because I find that sometimes with the carrier sheet on, it doesn't actually go on as well as I want it to. Right, so this is what we have, just the folk, basically. That's what is still kind of doing its own thing. All right, let's get some tracing paper. It's a brand new day because everything ran out of battery yesterday, but here is the final little bag. I really like it, actually. I think it looks really cool, super simple, super easy. Kind of exactly what I hoped it would be. I've got a really cool idea for Speak Now, and I've gone for mine, and I thought I could make some keychains from resin, which I've not done before, but I thought I could put a little love note in the keychain and kind of seal it with the resin, so only the person who has read it knows what it says. I thought that was quite a cool idea. So this is hopefully everything we need for it. So I've got my resin kit, which is new to me. I have got some dye, so I've gone for purple, and then these are going to be my keychain molds. I've got the metal bit that goes with it as well. These are just the rest of the dyes in case I change my mind, but purple is the way to go. So this kit kind of has everything I need. So I'm just going to write myself a little love note. Well, not for me. I'm going to write a little love note, and then I'm going to just seal it in my resin. My resin kit is for beginners, but it's quite rubbish. It has no instructions. So ignore anything in the background, because I'm doing all of my resin stuff in one go, because I'm going to have to wear masks, goggles and gloves, so it's just easier to do it now. So my understanding is that I put equal measure this to this in my measuring thing, and then I mix it up. I can then add any colours that I want to add. So for this one, I'm going to add the purple for our Speak Now colour. I don't know if I need like 1 drop. It's a tiny bottle, so I'm going to presume I just need a little bit. I'm then going to pour them into one of these 2, maybe the bigger 2. I haven't decided yet, with my notes on the inside. My notes I'm just going to cover in PVA glue, and then I'm just going to leave it, and then I've got little tags to go over the top here. So it should be, theoretically, it should be easy. I don't see why not, but I haven't done it before and I'll probably make mistakes. So that's probably what's going to happen. It's been 24 hours and everything has theoretically cured. However, these are looking and feeling a bit kind of bendy for my liking. So I'm going to actually leave it a little bit longer. They look really cool. The letters have kind of lifted a little bit to the surface, which I knew they would because they did it as I was making it. But I actually think it looks quite cool where they're like half peeking out, almost like I know it's there, you know it's there, but no one can kind of get to it. So I'm actually really happy with that. So now I'm going to leave it for another day and just see how it's going to go. I think it's now been long enough and I can finally take these out of the molds. It's been double the amount of time it should be, but this feels a lot more solid. I feel like I can't push it like I could the other one. So let's get these out of the molds. Things aren't always as they seem. Oh, okay. No, this is going to be fine. This is going to be fine. Okay. This is pretty. It's got a weird feel to it, like it's not quite set. Not sure. Anyway, then I have my keychain. I'm just going to put through. It still bends, so I don't know if that's just the resin or whether I just need to let it cure even longer, but I'm really happy with how it turned out in terms of coming out of the mold. The dye was a little bit too much because, as we know, the whole dye bottle effectively tips itself into here, But otherwise, I think this is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go do the same with the second one. Keychains are done. I think they look really cool, especially for my first ever resin attempt. So we have the love note on the inside. You can see enough to know that there's something in there, but you can't get it out. It's completely sealed in there, which is really cool. I thought I'd got my fingerprint in it, but it's not. It's just the way that it's just kind of smudged. So I'll see if I can clean that up. There's a little bit of glitter on the back because I was making this lid at the time, which is so glittery, and then the bit at the bottom there, which is so glittery. So I'm kind of amazed that only one piece of glitter managed to get into it. And what's really cool is that there's also one piece of glitter in this one here as well. So it kind of matches, like this one has one piece of glitter, the other one has one piece of glitter. But I think they look really cool. I'm really happy with my first attempt. It definitely could have been worse. I'm not sure that this is like the most wowy thing I've ever made, but I love the concept of it. Will my husband use it? Who knows? I had an idea for Midnights, which is either going to be wonderful or terrible, but I thought I could obviously start with friendship bracelets, and then I thought I could try and make them into like a plant pot holder, and this one is oddly glittery on the inside, I don't know why, but that works. So I'm going to firstly teach myself how to make friendship bracelets because it's been a while, and I'm going to try, I think, and make 6 because I think that would be a good size. And I'm going to see if I can fashion them into some sort of plant pot holder. I'm very happy to say that this does in fact have instructions, which I have not had much success with recently. So let's just crack on. So I'm going to make 6 to start with. So I think I'm just going to get my letters out first because it doesn't actually have too many different alphabets. So I thought I would have Swifty maybe in gold. I've got all of my phrases together. It took a while because some of the letters were missing, which is fun. So we've gone for Swifty, Reputation, Getaway Car, Lover, 13, and then 1, 2, 3, let's go, beep. So now we're going to put them together into long-ish friendship bracelets. I think I'm going to try and use this to get me started on the first one, and then I'm just going to see how it goes and maybe just kind of make my own after that. So I've put a few more bits on there. Now I don't know why, but I've randomly put a strawberry on there. We've got a star and we've got a block, I guess. So now I need to just put a ton more of these little beads on. So maybe I'll go for like some orangey ones. It may have taken me a few days, but I have finally finished all of the friendship bracelets. So Getaway Car, Swifty, Reputation, 1, 2, 3, let's go, beep, Lover, and 13. I just kind of had to go with the colours and the bits and bobs that I actually had in the pack because I didn't have everything that I maybe would have wanted, but I think they look really cool. So let me know which one is your favourite. So now I'm going to see if I can link them underneath, so link maybe 2 together at a time, pop them underneath and then go over the top like this and then attach them at the top together, and then maybe do like one, not friendship bracelet, but one kind of, friendship bracelet going up to the top, and that would be where I hooked it on to whatever I'm going to hang it from. Right, so they're all now linked. So I'm going to put my plant pot in and I'm going to just link them at the top here. Okay. Oh no. Okay, this is not a stable situation at all. Right, how do I make you stable? I think I'm going to need to do one more bracelet that goes around so that when I put these over the top, I have something that keeps them all in place. So I've attached number 13 because I realised that I can actually just hopefully use that one to trap the rest of them. Okay, perfect. So this one's now attached and this one's quite snug. So I'm going to thread them basically one at a time underneath. There we go, that looks a bit cleaner. So I'm just going to get a link chain and just see if I can link those in there. So let's get another chain and open it up. My nails have been destroyed during this process. Oh, okay. Now I'm not saying it's a work of art, but it's working, and that's kind of all we can hope for, isn't it? So now I'm just going to do one longer piece for the top bit, and then I'm going to, well, then I'm going to be done basically. Okay, so now all I do is attach at the top. And then lift. And we are done! I should have probably put one of the longer ones on this side, and I probably still can do that and just flip it over the other side, but to be honest, I don't really have the energy for that right now. My little plant pot hanging decoration is done. So here we are. I think it looks really cool. It's obviously looking a bit wonky because the bracelets are a different length, but that's just realistic because any bracelet you get is not going to be exactly the same length as another one. But I think this is really cool. I was going to put a little cactus in it, but actually I might just use it as kind of like a little trinket pot, because I've got a few things like my little tags that I can pop inside until I come around to use them. And then I don't have to remember to water a cactus. But I'm quite happy with that one.